Why, when I shave my beard, these things poke out more? I don't dislike it.
Well, you just told that to the internet because we're live.
Yeah, right. Well, welcome to Vampires and Vitae. Thank you so much for tuning in to our second channel is going to be Beard Talk. Join us over there. The new apparatuses that we have and the new oils that are coming out of Malaysia. Do join us next Wednesday. We're happy to see you there. But in the meantime, we are playing Vampires and Vitae like we normally do. We're going to pass it around the table. You know what? I think we're going to start with a little bit of Margie today. Give us a little bit of background who you're playing at our table today.
So I am playing Elise, and she is really nervous about right now. She's about to see her girlfriend, and it's a little bit touchy because she hasn't seen her in 20 years and didn't call her. Not only did she not call her first, she didn't call her second or third either, and she's probably going to be in trouble.
Well, I mean, when you call one, you only need something.
Which is kind of funny because you guys don't see her get nervous
very often. That's cool. I like that. Very cool character stuff. All right. Melinda, give us a little background about who you're playing at our table today.
Absolutely. I play Militissa, and she is a warrior nun from the times of the Knights Templar, and she has a buzz cut and a unibrow, always has a cigar in her mouth. I was overruled on that one by the table, so that is part of her caricature now.
I mean, when a great plan comes together, damn it.
Right?
I mean, like...
she does use guns, but prefers her giant two-handed sword. It just feels more natural in her hand, I think. Yeah, that's about it. She's along for this ride. I don't think that she's ever really, as long as there's a mission, I don't think that she's really questioned any kind of travel. I also don't think that she's been super excited to go anywhere because it's always been like a mission thing. It's just like what's next has always been her.
You don't tourist very well.
Right, yeah. She's
Even
like,
when you're in Venice, you could give a fuck about the canals.
Right, yeah. Like she's there to fuck something up and leave.
So you're an American man on his gap year doing his European trip?
I mean, you said it, I did not.
Yeah. You're right there. All right, Sean, give us a little bit of background about who you're playing at our table today.
I am playing Kai, the first Ronin. He's a very massive samurai warrior, Nosferatu, and lately been in a lot of acrobatics and Cirque du Soleil type stuff for some reason.
Well, I mean, at the end of the world, you got to dangle from things, I think. I think it's an unwritten rule. All right. We are missing the wonderful Roger. Roger, I'm sure that you're probably joining us on our chat. Hope you feel better, brother. And I'm sure that we'll see you later tonight for Seven Smokes games that we will be picking up at, 7 o'clock tonight?
Oh, God, I think it's 7, yeah.
No, 7 o'clock.
No, it's 6 because we have to be online by 5:30.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Join us here for Reckless Moves. Not here, but join us there. Reckless Moves. Really fun stuff. We're got our first combat in the campaign. So
Yeah,
should
and
become
I
pretty
play
cool
a
stuff.
giant hippo person.
You sure do.
Yeah.
Oh, tick. All right. The last statement kind of resonates in your ears. Oh, is that your phone?
No, I think it's mom's phone.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Cool. She can't touch the soil. Everything will be forgiven if you can make sure that Catherine doesn't touch soil. You look over and, that everyone's kind of waking up. Bogey seems a little bit worse from where he got pretty screwed up in the last part of the fight. His little crows are over to him. Every once in a while he'll squawk, and you have no idea what you're saying, but you do think that they have some kind of communication going on back and forth. You look over to your good friend, and Militissa is currently laying on a bench in Vol's lap. He has a thing of tweezers. It's like, okay, you lost the bet. I get to do this. No. Just if you fill your eyes like this, you'll just look surprised the entire time.
Vanity is the gateway to the devil.
This is he plucks one. And he's like, this is one. 1,000 more pains. Beauty's about cuts of pain to bring out your inner. And he clicks another one.
Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
This is not okay.
Did you lose the bet or not?
Damn it.
Smiles up at you. definitely a recognition of what happened last evening. He does the nose of his beautiful mask is slightly bent out of shape. Who knows why? But everything seems to be working that way. But you do have this new information. Talking to Miss Said Betty. You haven't shared that with anybody else. You see that Catherine is sharpening her knives in the fronts, getting a kick out of watching the caterpillar being groomed, if you will.
Not a caterpillar. I'm a vampire.
Say that to your eyebrows, Mother.
I've said it to my eyebrows for almost 800 years.
So you prefer to look like Charlie Brown?
I don't care about looking like Charlie Brown.
Oh, well, I mean, like, yes. You know, when you're angry, it actually not just looks like his eyebrows. You mimic the shape on his shirt.
It's fine. I like that.
Well,
It's intimidating.
well, then,
See?
Fine, I'll give you intimidating eyebrows. And he starts very quickly plucking.
No, sir.
It's too late. It'll look way worse if I stop in the middle.
Oh, God.
You know, Kai, you know Militissa pretty well. Why don't you give me a intelligence and awareness roll? See if you can pick up anything from her body language. You can roll against us, Elise, if you want.
Colby.
Intelligence and awareness.
Well, you would be doing composure and.
Sorry.
If you're trying to roll against it,
Yeah.
composure and subterfuge.
6 is right?
Yep, 6s.
Oh, man.
That gives me 1 die.
4.
I'm going to guess this isn't going to go my way. I
Kai-
got 1.
Yeah, right. Kai, as you look over just the slackness of like how she took it off of her phone, like you're looking at something legitimately amusing, you know, like Militissa getting her eyebrows done by Vol is objectively funny. But, you know, this is where Elise would laugh and this is where the camaraderie would come from. Everyone's feeling pretty good getting your shit back, you know what I mean? And you guys all have the right amount of drugs in your system, so everyone should be feeling good. Especially from the noises coming from the private cabin throughout the evening. Like, she should be coming up with a smile on her face. Vols seems to be happy.
Militissa begs to differ.
Yes. But the phone does, like, you know, kind of, you know, like when you're like, ugh, and you haven't even turned off the phone yet, it's just hanging loosely at an arm. You notice that.
Okay. Elise, what's up?
Yeah. Good morning.
You good?
No, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
Can you come back here for a minute?
I'm
Getting on.
take my big old self over there.
All right, Bogey, you're up. Hold the legs. I need to finish this other side.
Bogey, you betrayer.
I just kind of glance down at him and just move faster.
Yes. He kind of shrugs and, you know, like, you lost the bet, and the two ravens caw in unison. You do see that he knows, he's told you that one of them's name is Petunia, and she looks very interested in your dissipating caterpillar on her face. Unfortunately, you don't get to have any of their commentary because the one that talks to him is not here today, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll move a lot.
Missy
faster.
Raj.
Yeah, I mean, you're going back to the back cabin. Like, that's probably the only place other than the bathroom that has a door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sheets are a mess. Definitely, the tchotchkes have been moved around, but the door closes behind you. You feel like you have what kind of privacy you would find in a jet.
So we have a problem.
Well, other than everything else, we got it. What else?
Yeah, we have another problem. Betty does not want Catherine to get off this plane
Oh,
in
shit.
London.
Well, that's not good.
Do you remember exactly what Catherine wanted besides getting out of New York? Did she
I'm not
want
there.
to come to London, or was it just,
No, she wanted to come to
or did she
London.
just want to get out of there?
I'm not there, man. I
remember.
don't have an NPC in that room.
I don't remember.
God, I don't. You know what? I don't remember either. All right. So storyteller out
Yeah.
of game.
Hey, storyteller.
Yeah, what
We have a
happened?
flashback.
Yeah,
Flashback to exactly what
Yes. No. Yeah. Right. Catherine was leaving New York because of she figured it was going to fall. She didn't want to stand with Shine. You know, like that was kind of like the last stand that was still trying to hold the city together when
Right.
it comes to, you know, like you've seen the destruction in New York City. She's ran out of ammo when it comes to her personal ride, you know, unable to get more apparently. She was definitely trying to go someplace else to kind of re-up.
But she was,
I'm
she,
not in the
was
room.
she just wanted out of New York, right?
Yes.
She didn't necessarily have a reason to be in London.
I think she's just running. I think she's getting away from the nonsense
Okay.
to rebuild.
Okay. Well, we need her to stay on this plane and leave.
Alive?
We need to convince her. I mean, I don't care. As long as she doesn't get off this plane, she's not allowed off this plane in London.
If that's what you want, let's figure it out.
Either we kill her or we convince her that she needs to continue on her way.
How do we tell Tissa?
Wow, that's not how you spell.
Tissa's busy.
Yeah.
She'll understand. She'll understand. We just have to figure.
Give me
this
your
out.
war face. Give me your war face. Give me your war face. Yes, perfect.
Currently plucking out my war face.
You know, I feel like Catherine's not somebody to fuck with too much. So whatever we're gonna do, we've got to be ready for it, and it's got to be a little bit of an element surprise, I think. So I think she'll be able to hold.
If we're
firm.
gonna kill her, definitely. If we're gonna send her on her way, we just need to come up with a good reason for her to go somewhere else. And we have to get Vol to agree to give her this plane.
And we're going from where we're at right now directly to London, correct? No stops.
Correct? At least that's well. There's another option. We could talk to Vol about stopping somewhere else
Yeah.
and like opening the door, pushing Catherine out, and taking off. I don't know.
I just feel like that might end up biting us in the ass. What if we maybe send her off on another place, like you said, like maybe like Tokyo, to just go check and see what things are going on over there. Like send her on some type of fake mission that she thinks she's like a part of, and maybe that'll be a way for her to rebuild and also not look at us in a bad light.
Right. So we need to get Vol to let us give her the plane.
Oh.
So I'll talk to Vol. You go talk to Catherine.
It's not our plan, yeah. Okay. You said I talked to Catherine?
Yes, you talk to Catherine because I mean clearly Vol and I have, an understanding.
Yeah, let's see how this
Weird
goes.
I'm living for this right now. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm having so much fun. Please, yeah.
All right, let me look at that angle and see what I can do.
You open the door.
Yeah.
Militissa is a frightful individual. She is. She is the oncoming tide. The only one that screams into battle before you, Kai, is Militissa. You know what I mean? Like she has that unholy justice that like just seeps out of her. She comes up and he goes, "Ta-da!" You know when you have a painting and you're like, there's something off about it, and like you just can't stop looking at it. Or when somebody has like broccoli in your teeth, no matter like it could be Brad Pitt, and all you could see is the damn broccoli in their teeth. Well, there's been broccoli on her forehead for quite a long time, and she comes out more like a shaved-headed like Godot. I mean, like with the removal of the eyebrows, which will grow back tomorrow, by the way. You'll go back to your original state. Surprisingly stunning. Like, in that warrior woman kind of way. Like Wonder Woman, Godot, kind of like all of a sudden, like they're perfectly shaped. You know what I mean? They're cocked up to be like,
A little bit surprised.
yeah, a little bit surprised. I mean, like, yeah, with it. I mean, like, yeah, right. But he's an artist. I mean, like, he just used your eyebrows as a canvas, and he had a lot to work with. So
So Kai looks over and like the part of his mask just goes chink, like drops.
Yeah, right. Instead of your jaw dropping, yeah, right. Like you feel a seal slightly break, and
just
readjust it. Yeah,
Like, shut up.
yeah, right.
I didn't say anything.
So mad.
And for the last part, he just smacks you right in the mouth, reddening your lips. A little, and he goes, "God, I'm a genius." Oh, but
All right, so Elise starts clapping and telling Vol what a great job he's done. Another masterpiece.
I mean, if I could just get. He actually points to the painting he's working on. If I could just do the same thing over here. She scours more than this one does, to be completely honest. And he sits down and starts working on his painting. And you still hear the sharpening of the knife with Catherine.
So Catherine's in
Well,
the room.
Well, yeah, it's a straight shot. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's a tube. It is large. I mean, think about like half the size of a modern day.
Is it like private room type setup, or is it just like?
It's like a lounge, the privacy, surprisingly beautiful bathroom. Cool. Shower, blah, 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 take out way too much space. But it's more like a lounge, like faint couches and everything always sucked into the wall. He seems to really enjoy like the tube aspect. Like he's like all the chandeliers like to chandeliers that are always slightly backwards because they're, going at Mach 1. But like they all kind of like mirror the shape of this tube that he's made. He's definitely a man of style and grace.
What were you saying, March? Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, Havel
Yes.
can.
Yes.
Yeah, could you come back here before? I'd like to talk to you before we.
Oh, we have about an hour, so of course. I mean, it will be shorter than last night, but hold on. I may need a new mask. Of course. He follows you. Sexy little minx. Another piece of Vol you want, of course.
I went an entire season and never saw this side of Vol. This is shocking.
I mean, it's the end of the world.
I wasn't in season 1.
I know. Whoa.
Oh, no. Now you technically are, because this
Yeah.
is happening in the same time frame.
Right.
So.
Well,
You
no,
think
I'm
he was
just saying
always
that's
in
why
this-
I didn't see it
Yeah,
before.
maybe this is why he was always in such a chipper mood.
No,
I mean,
maybe.
got his world rocked before the world ended. Yes, closes the door behind him. I don't know if my knees can do that again, so perhaps a different position or...
Absolutely. But first,
You hear the zipper? What do you mean? Yes? What else do you have planned, you diabolical
maybe
individual?
second. Come here. Maybe I should
Like-
butter him up first and
like-
ask him after.
Like if it wasn't for his disfigurements, which are many, he hasn't taken off the mask. He would have been an attractive man. I mean, and at this point, it's his charisma that like kind of carries him through it. One thing you did notice during the fade to black, not much of his clothing was removed. He more like enjoyed the beautiful picture compared to what he considers himself.
So I'm gonna butter him up. You go ahead and go over to Kai and
All right.
Catherine's conversation.
All right.
Thank
I was gonna be
you.
over here silently working on
You're
it.
welcome.
So a little bit of
Very
basting is
creative cut.
happening, and soon the turkey will be done. All right. Yes. Cut to black. All right. Yep, Kai, you hear the, shrink,
Door's closed.
shrink.
Oh,
That's not her.
that's sharpening.
Yes, sharpening the knife.
Of course, she's got to be like this. I was like, whoa.
Oh wow! I mean, hell, who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just
Toreador.
yeah.
So
You should see the room that quick cut into into the game masters. She's going, no, she definitely wants a suspension thing here. You know what I mean? Like, continue. Go.
okay. So what is Catherine and Kai's relationship?
I mean,
Anything but just what we've dealt with. Up to
no,
this
she,
point,
she
right?
she knows is that you're a ticket to the final game done by one of her other Justicars. She seems to be emphatic that this is probably going to happen. She hasn't divulged anything about the final game or why it's happening. She seems to be helping you for no reason because she hasn't really divulged any of that information.
Yeah. So what's your plans?
I mean, like, other than the sharpenings of knives.
Yeah, I mean, you're a ride with us, which is great. You helped us in a pinch, but you're going to go to London and then do what?
Well, I'm going to re-up in my ammo, and I'm going to try to keep you all alive. I've been told that you're part of a contingency plan, if you will, all the way set in Cairo.
And do you need to be in London, or can you go somewhere else to kind of help with the overall scenario?
Or I'll go with you wherever you land, as long as I can get some ammo as well.
We're going to be landing in London,
Yeah.
and Betty's going to be there.
Yes.
What's your interaction with Betty?
Oh, I don't need an interaction with any prince. I'm just a car. Are you kidding me? Your prince isn't that cute. I mean, I can go shoot Betty in the head, or I can go get tea with her. I could take her or leave her, honestly. I think that always kind of razzled her frazzled, but I didn't give a shit, honestly.
And we don't know what her take is on it. So I say maybe we don't necessarily put two roosters in a hen house.
Brewster, she's just a prince.
Sure.
I mean,
But she could cause
Rooster,
us some...
a little hen in the hen house. Bitch, I'm a fox.
She could easily cause...
Jesus Christ.
She could easily cause us a dilemma or slow us down in our overall goal here. So I'm just trying to see.
She's a prince of London. She's got to hold by the Camarilla. I mean, there are things. I got warrants of her. The nice thing about being a just a car is not giving a flying fuck about anybody.
Good. Then how about you go to Tokyo instead? If you don't give a fuck.
If you want to go to Tokyo, I can go to Tokyo. That's fine. I just can't keep you guys out of my sight.
And why is that?
Well, you're supposed to live, and, Windsor may be insane, but he's far more right than he is wrong. And if you guys apparently die, that snake thing is not going to be in the sky for much longer. It's going to actually land here on the earth and set out to A, boring, B, fucking snarl at everybody and have no fashion sense. And I do not want a world ruled by them.
Are you still in the room?
Yes,
Yeah.
looking stunningly. It's actually like hard to look at her in the same like particular stance. Like that was underneath there the whole time.
Militissa is impatiently waiting for Elise to finish up with Vol so she can ask Elise for her eyeliner so she can draw the unibrow back.
Tessa,
Yeah, that'll be.
I need you to focus for a second.
Oh, sorry. What's going on? What do you need?
I think, well, we're still all in a room together, so.
There's not very
What's
much.
your take on this?
There's not a. You're in an elevator essentially. You're
Right.
having an elevator scene in was it Grey's Anatomy.
And I feel
Yes,
like
they
you
go
can
forever.
pick up on what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. So, Catherine, I mean, Tokyo is a vital stronghold for vampires, not just at the end of the world, but just in general. It's our safe haven. It's where we can all go. And the idea that
I mean, they got a big wall, not
They-
the one that the tourists go to.
No, I know. They do have a big wall, but I think that what we need to do is just have somebody go there that we can all trust, not just us, but all of vampire kind, Camarilla, or, those other guys. And I think that there's a large need for your particular set of skills.
There's already a Jessica there, honestly. My ex.
Well, why don't you go see your ex?
I don't know if you heard me correctly, but I did say the word ex in that conversation.
I did hear that. How long ago since y'all broke up?
I mean, the last time we fucked or broke up because there's quite a difference.
Okay. Okay. The last time you two were together.
Oh, I mean, couple years.
Right. So.
I mean, Jessica's life is different, though, and also a vampire's life is different. I mean, as you know, Miss Ancient One with beautiful eyebrows, by the way, he did a good job.
I'm just can't with that. But what?
I snicker.
I mean, like,
Right.
I'd even take you for cocktails.
Oh,
hey,
no.
I mean,
Listen.
you sure I can't get you a hot toddy?
Yeah, no, I do not need a hot toddy. But what I do need is for somebody to check on Tokyo, and I need it to be you. I don't think I can trust anybody else with this particular thing. And it's
Why Tokyo?
because of everything that I just told you. It is the stronghold. We need to make sure that everything is okay there. Because
Bunch of magic users trying to be all friendly with vampires and I'm not saying that it's not like a new Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm not saying I can't have some fun there, but I mean, you just need me to go there. You do realize you've almost died many times without my help. You would still be in a little
Yes,
unfrozen
but-
ice cube tray, right?
But now we are in like Vol's territory. So I think that Vol's got us at this point because he's going to have everything at his disposal while we're in London. And we need to know that Tokyo is okay. I don't know if we need to go to Tokyo ourselves. That's what we need you to find out for us.
You can make me a manipulation and leadership role.
Praise Jeebus. What is it? Manipulation. Oh, okay. That's not bad.
And Bull only has 5 seats in everything we drive.
Yeah.
That's the real factor here. We just don't have room for you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll give you a freebie one on that one. All right.
Three.
3, you know, the freebie is the 4. So, yeah, he's like, well, you know what? I don't like Miatas, and I don't want to be on the side of this shit. So,
Get arrangements to get
so
you.
you're going to leave
Ammo.
and then leave my ass in Tokyo.
We're not leaving your ass in Tokyo. We're sending you to Tokyo on a fact-finding mission. The two things are very different.
You know,
We'll
I,
either meet you there or we'll send a ride back to get
Yeah.
you.
I am not Amazon. No one sends me like a package. I
Exactly.
self-deliver, okay? I mean,
Well,
You can do that too.
listen, there are a lot of reasons why Tokyo is important. And one of them could be that this worm in the sky has not landed there yet. And we need to know. We don't have access to communications right now. We just need to make sure that Tokyo is good. If Tokyo is in trouble, then we are all in trouble. This is super important.
You're good at this.
Not a leader for nothing.
Cigar.
Right?
yeah. She reaches into her bag and comes off. You both can give me a intelligence and occult roll.
God damn it. Are you serious?
Always one in a cult.
Fucking occult. I have 0 in occult. It's too late. You said intelligence too?
And occult, yeah.
That guy's a dum-dum. Fuck.
1.
Five?
Yeah.
After all of that?
Yeah.
I don't even know what roller coaster you just went on.
I
That's
rolled a
fantastic.
6 and then I rolled 3 zeros.
Yeah.
And then I rolled 8.
Okay. There you go.
Off of 2 dice.
He rolled
yeah.
3
Oh,
tens in a
wow.
row.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Told you we were ready to play.
Yeah. Right. You just see a what seems to be like a harmless trinket come out. You have tussled with a Tremere before. She isn't one, but you've seen this magic before. You've seen what bonds can do, immediate bonds can do. How many successes?
5.
5 on 2 dice. Yeah, this would be a personal
Nice.
story of how you could
Right.
possibly get there. All right. Tremere, you know, because of your past information, have a hard time making blood bonds. Other vampires can share their blood and instantly have almost a connection with that individual that they share their blood with. Tremere suffer from this. But you do know that they have a very close-knit society when it comes to the Tremere. Something else is working in there. They would need to be able to make very, very fast bonds with individuals for underlings or people that are working in their labs or their priest areas. The thing that she brings out is a thing of bonding. You've seen it been done horribly with a bunch of people that were being sacrificed at an altar. You weren't trying to save people. It just went against your own means at the time. That's what she's bringing out. She wraps around the chain on her forearm, and you can almost, it doesn't sizzle. It's like if you touch hot ice and that kind of burn, not flame, just outrageously cold. Like it's like frost sticking to your windshield. And she wraps it around, and she puts out her hand to make a handshake, kind of like an unbreakable promise, if you will. All right, so I'm going to Tokyo. But that means I got to have you make a promise, too, that you will fight all of your friends to keep them there until I get there.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Is there not a way for us to simply stay connected through this bond? So if we do have to move, we may have to move. Not voluntarily. We may have to.
Honey, you're part of my ticket to this game, too.
That's what I'm saying. So it's through this bond. Is there not a
Yeah.
way for us to... Will you not be aware of any movement?
You are going to be dropping me in the world of Mario Kart and anime. I mean, like,
Princess
nowhere.
Peach is the best one.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, this is, I mean,
it's actually true.
I've actually been a fan of Bowser, but that's just me. All right. He's big, he's strong, he can't be hit off the map. And honestly, if you're going to be doing the Rainbow Bridge, you want a little bit of strength behind you. Anyway, side note. You're asking quite a lot out of me. I can't ask just a simple request that you will be here in England.
I will agree to this, barring any form of harm coming to myself or my team because of us waiting.
That's an impossible request to make this thing, because the moment that you land, you can go stub your toe, and all of a sudden you have
No.
some pain and
Look
reason
at me.
to leave.
Do I look like someone who's concerned about a stubbed toe?
And look at me. Do you think I'm not down with the genie game to get away from a promise?
Do you think that this team in particular is going to run from a firefight?
I think that this team in particular is strong enough to hold up to anything in England, and they can wait for me to ascertain after your request of what is going on.
We know that there are werewolves in London. We know that the
Oh.
worm is present. And we know that when the two of those get together, things can get a little bit sideways. If something happens and we need to run, you'll be aware of it.
London is a big ass place. Just run to one of the corners that ain't burning down.
If London is in the same state as New York, it's not that big anymore.
I'll let you try to go again. Manipulation and leadership, but now you're looking for 8s because she doesn't agree with us.
None of my dice are rolling super well.
Do I get to roll again?
Manipulation and leadership.
It's gonna run out real fast.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to roll yellow.
That's a hell of a roll, though.
Yeah, it happens. It always happens when it doesn't really matter that much.
That mattered.
Right?
did it?
When
No,
you
think
don't
for a
need it
second.
that
That
bad.
did matter.
Yeah. Okay, so
That's like I need 2. I got 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
wait,
And then
is
when you
it,
need 4, you get 1.
Yeah.
intimidation or persuasion?
No, manipulation,
Manipulation.
and leadership.
Manipulation and leadership. Yeah, okay, same number. Come on, babies. Well, hello, gorgeous. What am I looking for? 8s?
Yep.
Okay. 3.
Yes, you. That's stupid, but yes, she goes. All right.
I thought I made a solid argument. Excuse you.
Persuade by the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you know
waggle
that's
them
why
one
it
at a time.
happens.
Yeah.
She looked
She's not,
extremely.
bitch, you lucky. I mean,
She looked so surprised about it.
yeah, right. Yeah. They're slightly up.
You're looking cute today.
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
You have an intimidating look on your face.
All right, Miss Xena, warrior, princess, nun.
You okay?
Come on, man.
Do you need an answer?
No, I'm good.
Oh my god, my toast is still on the table from this morning.
I
You
tried to
passed me
offer
that.
it back to you. I said, your
Get that
toast?
out of your face, at least. Sorry. Please continue.
Vo's really got to keep up this cabin, honestly. He's just leaving crumbs everywhere. The motherfuckers on this plane eats. He just likes to have cookies around. Shit. All right. So, what the hell can you promise me? You say that you're going to stay in London until shit goes bad? I mean, like, explain
No,
this.
I'm-
What this
I'm-
is a promise that you cannot break. So you got to give me something that I can...
I'm agreeing to your request with a caveat of
Shit happens.
right.
Which is one hell of a chasm of a caveat.
No,
But it's real.
Yes, and it's
Yes.
also incredibly specific. We're not going to leave because the pound store is closed. We're going to leave because things have gone too far, and we have to leave for our safety. And we will come to you in Tokyo if that happens.
All right, here's a promise I think that you can make. With this being in the caveat, honestly. What a fucking word. If you have to leave London, because I can only make one of you promises, you will fight to point of death to make sure that all of your actions lead you directly towards me.
Did you say 2 points of death? I don't
To
understand.
the point of death.
Oh, yes, that's what
yeah.
we've been talking about this whole time.
So if you have to leave...
We're not going to run because we're scared. We're going to run because
But your next
Death.
action, there's no little stop, hip, scup, and jump. You got to come directly. The most practical path towards me.
correct.
We'll deal with that problem when we get to it.
Exactly.
Well, bitch, that's the best you're going to get out of me, honestly.
You know what I mean? Just like pushing problems back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're kicking that can.
We'll get there.
Yep. Agreed.
The hand comes up for the handshake.
Oh, my hand goes out.
Yeah, right. Smacks your hand. Shit, Tin Man, it won't even go around your armor.
Try to help.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a shake.
Yeah, as the hand extends, that she drops the chain and it like.
Do we have a grip off?
No, and you would lose. Even your prodigious. You got to remember, you guys keep on forgetting Justicar. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the handshake is there, but you can feel her claws. They're not like she's not even purposely. You may be squeezing her hand, but you're shaking a feminine feline paw almost. I mean,
Right.
it is.
Oh, why didn't we just get lasers and just keep her busy for that? I didn't even think about
Yeah,
chase the cabin for
she
that.
may, she may like,
Right
yeah,
out the side, just right out the cabin.
She may like raved a little too much, but I mean, you can
Oh
at
my
least she'll
God.
have fun in Tokyo.
I have to send that to Tyler.
Yeah, right.
He'll die when he reads that. Oh my god. Okay.
So the handshake is made, and the cord does follow around, like of its own fruition. You can feel it. It's a freezing heat. You know what I mean? Like the singe of just the cold steel against your tongue. You know, as it wraps, and the chain breaks all the way across, as if it was corroded by time, as if it was becoming just rusted onto you. In fact, it leaves almost like a hentai 2 around, just that rust color.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, shit, I guess I'm going to Tokyo. Where is our driver? Vol. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know, shit, I guess he'll be busy for a little while. Back into the cabin. My dear.
So, what I need
Not-
is
Not since the 1700s have I. And he's like, hold on a second. You hear that as he dislocates his hip and puts his leg back down. Oh,
you missed.
you are a
missed what I was saying
scoundrel.
there.
I mean, a
missed what I was
scoundrel
saying
you
there.
are. Oh, yes.
I was saying. So,
I'm going to draw you. I hope you know this.
so as I was saying,
Wiping your chin. Or was that just accidental? Yeah, right.
on camera. So as I was saying, can we borrow your jet?
For what?
So here's the deal: the prince does not want Catherine in London. She doesn't want her to get off this plane in England at all. And it would be really great if we could just keep her on this jet and send this jet somewhere else.
Oh, my dear. He lifts you back up off of your knees, back into the bed. He's like, you want to get that bitch off of my plane? I personally hate her. You could have just asked. I like the way that you asked, though. Of course. Where are we dropping her? I mean, in the middle of the ocean is perfectly fine to me.
We're gonna let her go to Tokyo.
Can't
Did we agree
just...
that already? Did we already discuss that? I'm sorry. Is that where we?
You guys
agreed
kind of
to
have a
that?
group mind working together for so
Yeah,
long.
okay.
I don't know why you chose Tokyo,
Okay.
but like, yeah, that's the group mind that worked.
Tokyo's dope.
He's like, are you sure we can't just drop her into the ocean? Like, it would be, I mean, like, we could work together.
I mean, I have no love for Catherine, but she is very powerful. And if we could,
Yes, but it takes a long time to swim
on
out of
our
the Pacific.
right, but we want her to be on our side.
Yeah, fueled by hatred could be pretty.
And going from New York to London wouldn't have us in the Pacific; it would have us in the Atlantic. And,
Oh, I found
much smaller ocean.
Yeah.
when I was alive, it wasn't called the Pacific at the time when I was dead. Anyway, yes. Yeah, no problem. He's like, of course, as long as we can get fuel and land somewhere, we can do that. Same problem though. You need to land. This doesn't get put down. This is not a helicopter. I can't just drop her.
Right, we can go ahead and land in London, and we can all get off and refuel, and then you can send your jet on with her to Tokyo.
Oh, you want
She
to
doesn't need to get
land
off the plane at all.
first.
Yeah.
It's quite
Well,
clever,
because
actually.
we're gonna get to London. There's no reason to fly past London
No, that
to
makes
go to Tokyo
perfect
and
sense,
come
yes.
back.
Oh, but then I have to give up my jets.
Just temporarily, we'll get it back.
Yeah.
I promise.
Jeff's not driving, is he?
No, you left Jeff.
You're
You don't
good.
have Jeff anymore.
Yeah. What could happen?
Well, then I'm glad you asked at least that way. Jets. Fine, but I'm taking my paintings.
Oh, of course, we wouldn't want to leave those in her hands.
Scowling bitch. All right, fine. I'm not going to make you roll because I think you role played your role. It's the end of the world. He doesn't think he's going to get out of this alive anyway. So it's like a useful toy.
Oh, don't make me cry. Start talking about Vol not making it out.
Oh.
Stop it.
Spoilers from 4 years ago. No, yes.
Right?
Yeah. He agrees. He's like, well, fine. Yes. That's good. Do we know where we're going to be landing in London? Did we get a specific spot or?
I will call her back and find out for sure. We just needed to settle this Catherine thing first.
All right. Yes, she can take the jets. I mean, it's not like a Jessica. If she wanted it, she could take it anyway. So that means that I'm kind of grounded after this. So if we need to get out any place,
You were going to help us, right? You were going to help us with this blue stuff.
yes, I'm going. This is at my home, of course. But I mean, there could be more research I use. And yes, this would be fine. I mean, I think that Anna's on her way to me anyway because I'm currently squatting. So I'm where I need to be. I think this is acceptable. And
Okay, thank you.
Yep. He'll go to the cockpit and rub his hip a little while. That was a little bit more uncomfortable than he realized it was going to be. But yeah, he's just waiting for a place to land.
All right, so I call Betty back and find out where we can land.
For brevity's sake, I'm not going to make you guys go through all of this. She does point out a place that's outside of town. If you know anything about London, it's exactly that place that we're landing.
I was like looking for a
Yeah,
reference. I was
me
like,
too.
what?
Nope, it's exactly
Blue
where
flamingo?
the right place is that you land in.
That place
I
would
haven't
make
been to
sense.
London.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, haven't been to London.
Go
So
to Heathrow, right?
yes, yeah, right.
Heathrow-
JFK.
Yeah, there's Heathrow and there's Gatwick. You
Gatwick,
can land at either one.
Okay, yeah, you've been to London.
Yeah.
What's close to like Buckingham Palace? and
Well,
all that
Heathrow
jazz?
is closer than Gatwick.
Heathrow.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Heathrow would be no. Actually, you'd be a little bit farther out. What's the farther one out?
Gatwick.
Gatwick it is. The
Gatwick.
Yeah, right. You hear some squawking in the front. All of a sudden, that is overridden by a very clean voice. You can actually hear. All of you have wonderful sensors, and this is being bumped out of a PA system, essentially in the cockpit area, because he's doing multiple things. He's automated a lot of it, but he still needs to control this particular type of plane. It takes like a lot of people to make happen. You do hear Betty's voice. You have, what's the name of the airport?
Gatwick.
I have established Gatwick for you. Come here as soon as humanly possible. I can't send my guards, but I'll be waiting at Elysium. And I think we'll take our break right there as the plane lands.
Okay. Everybody hold still. I've got a lot of buttons to press. Or maybe not. I don't know. Oh,
There you go.
that's an intro. Hang on
Oh.
a second. Okay, there it is. Hey.
Hey.
Do we still have to mute
Yeah,
during the break?
sure do.
All right, I'm gonna message you.
Okay.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
Well, hello, fellow travelers through the podcast airwaves. I'm Nathan.
I'm Jake.
I'm Jamie.
And oh, look what's this? Why, it's something we made I'd like to tell you about. It's Knight's Quest.
Knight's Quest is a fantasy RPG podcast where the three of us use dice and our imaginations to write a story together.
We're putting some wacky characters through whatever situations we can think of to tell an interesting story, and it's improvised, so we don't even know where it's going to go next.
Sometimes we buy socks. Sometimes we talk about bread. And sometimes we accidentally summon the god of chaos.
Just an average Friday here on Knight's Quest.
And with an original musical score for every episode, you won't want to miss anything that's happening in our story here at Knight's Quest, every other Friday, wherever podcasts can be found.
Yeah, we'll play some dodgeball and we'll get thrown in the dungeon by the king. It's fine. We'll do it all here on Knight's Quest.
Yeah, we're on our break. Huh? Okay. You can put the pepper in that trash can on top of the counter.
Oh, this sounds brutal.
and the
I
coffee
like this
maker?
podcast.
Compost, yeah.
Hello. My name is Pira. I come from the Emberclaw
Yeah,
Pride,
up on top of the
which
microwave.
is in the realm of Talia. I have to travel around with a
You have some
group
heartburn
called the
going
D&D Apocalypse Tour. We were chosen by
have
the
heartburn?
gods to sort out everything that's wrong with the
Okay.
realm. The group
You can turn on
consists
that
of
light
an
in there.
awkward Medusa named Minove, who likes to blow things up. We've got a
Awesome.
very annoying evil cat who I hate, whose name is
Kinda.
Salem, and a rather strange
You can eat as
turtle
much of that
named
bread as you'd
Thal,
like.
who has these
Because I will probably
very
end up
weird
having to
prophetic
throw away.
powers.
I usually end up having
And
to throw away
I
at least
can
2 or 3
set
slices
myself on fire when I get very angry.
because of,
So if you
old.
want
Yeah.
to listen to our shenanigans,
So definitely
look for us
feel free
the
to
D&D
eat as much of it
Apocalypse
as you'd
Tour,
like.
wherever you get your podcasts.
It looks like I might get my permit just in to not be able to go home. Right? Now that I've come to grips with being able to go home. And I got a notification saying, "Oh, hey, by the way, we're going to do the Europe day dinner the 25th," which I have that whole week off. And I was like, if you want to fly to Denmark that week, I kind of had plans, but I wonder if I could fly to Denmark for the day and just turn. Right. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he could. Do you want it here? I'm okay with it. Okay. I am
Quiet on set. Action. Attention Deficit and Hyperactive Dragons, ADHD, is a real-play D&D podcast following the events of 4 dumbasses and their friends trying their best to play a tabletop game.
My name is Audrey and I play Velvet the Herringon Ranger, who is just as lovable as she is batshit crazy.
My name's Caleb and I play Dr. Rosalind Rose Thompson, a bookish archaeologist with a taste for murder.
I play Xylus Ramsbottom, a delightfully stuck-up high-elf druid.
And I'm Daniel, the Dungeon Master for this wonderful mess. Check us out if you want a roller coaster adventure, poor decisions, good storytelling, and an indiscriminate use of spells.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have an agreement with a group of hags who call themselves the Hourglass Coven. You see, they can come and go into the Witchlight Carnival as they please to steal from naughty patrons. But what happens when those patrons come back years later looking for those lost things? Find out as Wizards and Wine takes on the wild beyond the Witchlight. 2 tables playing through the same adventure. One table more thoughtful, kind, and bold in their actions. The other table more decisive, more adventurous, a little more prone to taking risks. The actions of each table influences the gameplay of the other. Find out how it all shakes out with Wizards and Wine, the wild beyond the Witchlight. You can catch the podcast on your favorite podcasting platform, and you can catch the live stream on Mondays. Find us on YouTube and Facebook. We hope to see you at the carnival very soon. here.
Oh, you think you're gonna go home with him on Sunday? He's leaving.
Hey, Marge, we're back. Hey, Marge. 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 I don't think she can hear us. Marge. Marge. Oh, hang on. Marge. Hey, Marge. Marge, we're back. Hey, Marge.
Oh, poor girl. That's
Marge,
all she
we're back.
sees out of us.
Hi, yeah, we're back.
Put to sleep.
Hi. Okay.
I'm sorry.
no.
I don't get the countdown of we're about to go live.
Oh,
I know. I'm sorry.
We got a window into your life.
We learned 4 things during that 20-minute break that we need to work on. So bear with us. As everything in our lives, we are a legitimate work in progress.
Yes.
And I'm sorry for everyone who had to listen to my conversation during that break.
I know. I'm sorry,
Before I
Marge.
realized-
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's laundry schedule. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it was nothing. It was nothing private. It's fine.
Thank God. My God, I would have been devastated.
Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
You guys are all welcome on back. Thank you so much for joining us here at Vampires and Vitae. Do check out our other shows. Mel, why don't you talk a little bit about what you're doing tomorrow?
We're back to the Vegas table for Wizards and Wine. The last time the Vegas table sat down, it was Halloween. And we played through Weekend at Strahd's, and we had a little extra something in there for Les, which is going to impact his gameplay as we move forward.
You brought Featherine back, and I wasn't there.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. You were not there.
I will never forgive you.
Yeah, but husband, you must. Anyway, so we're going to see how all of that shakes out. Les just has a potential new patron. No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No
All right.
I feel like that's not true.
What's that?
I said I feel like it's not true.
No,
Maybe
it's true. It's true.
It's not a big deal. I feel like it's a big deal.
Oh, well, yeah.
A little bit.
Kind of a
little
big deal.
bit. You guys are all on the tarmac after you guys have landed nice and safely. No escort at all. And you are watching the, not Condor. We figured this out last week. Whatever that plane
Concorde.
is. Concorde. Yes, Concorde. Takes off. You do see my beauty. All right. Well, there's no red carpet for us, so I think that we need to get to street level. This way, he starts leading through very creepily a abandoned airport. Like, you know, the sounds of shoes in a cavernous area as you're walking through. The occasional like windy sign that would be open 24 hours. You know, like the 2 is broken, the 4 is still a little bit of light up whenever a juice still goes through it. You can start seeing you guys remember when the pandemic really hit everybody and you had to go buy toilet paper because people are stupid? And you walked in and it was just quiet. No one was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you get that kind of feeling with you. You know, like a place that should be bustling, a place that should be filled with people. Like think about a Thanksgiving trip. It's coming right up, right? You know, what an airport would look like during that time period. It's just silent. Scattering of bulbs that are still trying to light. The occasional song that is now turned down because there's not a juice in there. Like when the Sephora doors open and don't open very far, just you can see a leg that's just no attached body, dried blood on the ground, and the song that comes up, you know, very much Molly Cyrus, like you know, like as it goes through, very creepily done. I don't know. Everyone's first time to London, or?
I mean, I haven't been here since the Dark Ages, but...
Oh, well, I'd say that we've made some improvements, but it doesn't look like they held. You can all make me a wits and awareness roll.
Oops. Dang. All right. I see you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
5.
All right. Elise?
4.
Yeah, great rolls all the way across. Bogey as well, like squawks into one of his shoulders. The particular raven with the crown knocks on his head a couple times. He obviously is having an argument with it. They spread out, starting to hunt, starting to look to see what's around. Skittering, bigger than rats. One of the moving sidewalks out to move a little bit. That chain. It's like power's like a constant brownout. Almost enough power to keep it going.
Right.
With those kind of rolls, God, it just reminds you of being in the Statue of Liberty. It reminds you of that science project that you saw a really horrible person working on. The escalator starts to wind up. You're falling down almost like a slinky, going down one of the elevators.
Elevator or escalator?
Escalator, sorry.
Escalator, okay.
Skittering and back into a dark corner.
Rats. Animals of some sort.
Animals of some sort. Well, goes, oh shit. Things did seem to take a turn for the worst. But we can get you off this blue stuff because I don't know exactly what I've come home to.
Well, let's get to your home and see what we come home to.
He'll make a roll. Nope, not high enough. He keeps on walking you out to the front, where taxis should be lining the streets to be picking up new people. You see broken cars, things that had burned out quite a while ago. Bodies. You see a couple of the infected people that still have those crosses on them. So some of them are shattered, but some of them have been killed. Obviously, at an airport, there's a lot of security, more than most places.
Can we still see the worm?
Yeah, but it's becoming less and less. It's just this constant storm over all the largest city centers. You can no longer see the snake writhing. It's almost more worrisome. Like it's almost, if it's not still there, where is it going? Where is that essence being drawn to? But the clouds don't seem natural. As you look over and the overhang, when it rains at airports, no one wants to be picked up that way. You see the Delta sign, finally cut itself out. Vol finally gets to a street and looks at a manhole cover and is like, well, it's not exactly the welcome that I'd like to give you to my beautiful city, but this will be safer than walking the streets, I believe. Just like one hand's up the manhole cover. Ladies first.
Absolutely. I jump down.
Tactical flashlight. Go. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kai turns on his vision so he can his targeting and everything. I'm assuming he has thermal, huh? Maybe?
You haven't learned how to access it yet.
He's 5 in technology.
Yeah,
I think
right.
He figured it out pretty quick.
So have you done some tinkering?
I was gonna while we were on the plane.
You were on the plane, so we can do some
I'd like
backup.
to say when Kai is not doing something, he's probably tinkering on his stuff.
All right.
Can I just make that as a blanket statement?
Yep, sure can. All right, let's see what we got. You're looking to get over a 4 to see how successful you were.
I don't know where my chunky dice ended up.
6.
Yeah. You go light, you hear compliant.
Why has it got to have that voice?
You get a willpower point if you figure out where I stole it from.
No.
Lights. Very small, like inlets. Actually, it just makes your already red eyes. You haven't had enough time to make them green yet. But like lines them and just gives you a good, wherever you look, there's going to be tiny little dots of an LED essentially, across. Good. Seems to be very sufficient, especially for a vampire. Everywhere you look, you are a flashlight.
Cool. I jump down too.
Yep. Large, dank sewer. There's that trough in the center. The slow, horrible smell of the populace still draining out of the city.
Smells like home, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I mean, 1298 or something when she was born. Yeah. No, before that, but.
Smells like dysentery.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Smells like a bad time.
Dengue fever.
Yeah.
Phil has a good way of jumping through the puddles, landing on places that aren't soaked. He continues to walk for a good hour. Give me one more same roll. Wits and let's go investigation this time because you've had an hour.
For everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Investigation. Where are you? There you are. 3.
3.
2. 3. 4. 4. Dang, son.
Just the one die. This goes into the 0 roll, so I'm 4. I made 4 off of one die.
Well, there you go. 3
Everything
and 2
else.
4s. Bogey is about to step on a cord.
Oh, dear.
That's what you see. Who had a 3? Elise.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. You go to tackle him, like full on tackle. The birds go up, thinking that you're attacking their father. But he does not step on the cord with the 3 awareness. The 4 awareness allows you to see that both of you, there's more than just this cord when it comes to the strap. You see in the dust that is coming from distant explosions coming down this very dark corridor, especially with your new lights, you can see that it hits lasers. They go across, not like they would hurt anybody, just something that passes through that light wouldn't
Like a
get to it.
detector.
Like a detector. Okay. All of you get stopped, not being brought into this. A deep breath. Phil goes, well, this definitely wasn't here when I left. All right. And he goes and he traces one of them, and he goes up and finds one of the laser pieces, one of the receivers. Starts fucking with it, and he goes, I wouldn't do that if I were you. All right. Hear a deep smell. Oh, leeches. All right, I tell you what.
Oh, you know who this is.
If you don't move and allow my experiment to continue, I won't kill you.
We want no part of your experiment. We're just passing
I
through.
wouldn't go backwards either, because you've already set up something else.
Oh.
Stay where you are, you horrible inbred individuals.
Inbred?
Is this the guy from the tower?
No.
Somebody else? Okay.
Yeah. He goes, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. And that is. You hear large disperser of energy. Those rats that you saw being created and stretched in between these hexagonal cages fall from the ceiling as if he just shocked a huge amount of them, not realizing how many were on your trail. Some of them zap and some of them fall and just sizzle, the skin itself like peeling across these arcs of energy that are going across this metal cage that keeps them again. You can smell their internal organs like fizzling and sizzling as if you were cooking a brand new ribeye steak on a cast iron grill. Just the horrificness that he's just cooking them from the inside. He's like, yes, one! I got one! And he's looking around and you see what is a machine that has caught one of them. Like, pretty much zapped all the rest of them, and it's going down a little train. It's like, yes. It hits like an egg beater, and it turns around and gets flown the other way. You can see all the faces like eyes, pretty much like if it was a cartoon, like the spiral to create this thing disoriented as it gets sent down another chain. But it goes, it's almost there! It's almost there! And then you hear the sound of a toaster being popped open and the smell of freshly cut crisp bread as it falls into a fish tank, like in one of the large ones, not like large, but like
a 55-gallon.
There you go,
Yeah.
55-gallon fish tank.
Okay.
A blue shield like surrounds all of a blue haze. It seems to be sitting on a gamer chair that is plugged into a like a crank that you would have on a megnaphone back in the 20s to hear classical music. Eureka! Oh, that was a long week. It's been so long to try to fucking catch one of those. All right, you can come forward, leeches.
What did you just catch? And also congratulations on catching it.
Yeah, you can, as you walk through, your boots do step on one of the charged carcasses of like the other ones. Taking a moment in how many he just killed. How many were probably following you and just waiting for a moment? He goes, bloodsuckers. Would you prefer a better term? I figured it was quite apt for what you are.
Well, I do enjoy a literal conversation, so.
As he steps out of the shadows, what you see is, you've seen a lot of werewolves. Usually when you have to run away from them, they're in their hulked out scenario, huge biceps. If you see them in the forest, they're usually in their lupine, full, either manageable when it comes to like a normal wolf or like larger as a dire wolf. They're like want to fight in that one. What you see is a guy that's like half turned, like his paws are out, his hands instead of his fingers, with like they're almost like this scraggly gray hair that comes down a little bit moth bitten in pieces, big like goggles, like when you're on a motorcycle in the sidecar, that he has like one pushed up and the other one like cocked to the side. This is distasteful. I guess I'll just let you go. I decided not to kill you, and you didn't move, and you didn't ruin my experiment. Although he does go over to this 50-gallon and just like shakes the rat and says, "I have you now, my pretty." I'll find out what makes you tick.
So what is that?
Rat burger.
No.
So you see, like on both sides, there's a toaster, with actual toasts that are coming out of the side. Well, you can scamper along if you want. A deal is a deal, after all. I mean, werewolves are fucking terrifying, man.
Do we know this guy? Or?
No, you've never seen him before. I mean, like he.
We know he's a dog because we all smell wet dog.
The wet dog is within the room.
He's an asshole. We got that too.
He definitely isn't worried about running into this crazy pack of vampires. You know what I mean? Like, not afraid at all. Like he's giving you a catch and release moment, being like, "Oh, you can die now. You prefer." I can tell you that this part of the tunnel has been cleared out. Been working for 3 days on that. And I finally have my prize. And I'll leave you alone if you leave me alone.
I like it. Vol, let's go.
Yep, I like it too. Let's get out of here.
Right?
Yeah. You can hear the gamer chair, like he's using as almost a, what's that called? A dolly system. And you can hear the wheels like as he's going down. And he goes down the hallway and doesn't seem to bother you again.
Okay.
Vol's like holding his chest.
Yeah. Vol, let's go.
Yeah, it's all right, Vol.
2 werewolves in 2 days.
Apparently they're still around, so.
They seem to be thriving.
Yes.
I would imagine they're not thriving at your house. Let's go.
Yeah.
They were thriving. Okay, fine. And I'll let one more wits and investigation roll happen before you continue.
What is it? I'm sorry. I'm trying to troubleshoot our audio thing. Sorry.
2.
2? What's an investigation?
Investigation. Thank you.
Well, there's that. Nothing.
Nothing.
0.
1, 2, 3.
3. You notice 2 Werewolves shouldn't have left that quickly. Elise, you've never really heard of a werewolf letting any vampires go. Part of their basic upbringing is to kill you where you stand. 3, Militissa? You hear a little... come to realize maybe you're part of a nature documentary right now?
Oh, like surveillance?
Or he's learning stuff.
Oh, that's fine. Just had my eyebrows done.
Yes.
Not worried.
You are camera ready right now. That is completely true.
For like a day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, tomorrow it comes directly back.
Yeah, couple more hours.
Yeah, as soon as she rests, that's going to come right back. But like you do realize that he set up cameras, and just from all of his equipment and the way he looked at what is his now new prize to go to who knows what with, he probably has set up. He has an idea of this area. He may come back and kill you guys all tomorrow. He just let you go today.
Right.
But the smell of deceit that you got off of the black spiral dancer, not present here. It's more like a wet dog. It's more like a overgrown forest. Very musty, like pine needles after a rain. That's the information you get out of that.
My lights went out for a second.
Yeah, right. What happened? Compliance. No.
Exactly. I rolled nothing. I'm just blank. Staying in the corner.
Yeah. You guys continue to go towards Vol's area. He does go to a door. There is a padlock on the door that has been broken. And he just kind of goes and opens up the thing. Opens up his door and just like puts the padlock back on the broken padlock back on the door. Well, home sweet home, opening up to a very nice, warm interior. Red everywhere. It seems to seep through the actual ideas. Kind of similar to what his jet looked like, but as if somebody else decorated for a friend. You know what I mean? Like definitely somebody else has put their time and energy into it. The one thing that really strikes you is a large piano that's in the room itself, and a half painted over painting still with this. You've seen a representation of it in his actual plane. The face is still scowling down at you with his very, very aggressive, chopped off hair, black raven, and just a snarl on her face. And he goes, well,
she seems pleasant.
Oh, yes, pleasant.
Yeah.
You should read her diaries. I have. All right.
Oh, that's private.
Private enough. It's honestly a padlock. Who did you think I was? I didn't even pick it. Anyway, come on in. This is nice. He explains that you were in the Queen's Theater. Large conversation of some of the history that happened here, that you're currently in the basement showing off some rooms. Well, how's the blue substance feeling for everyone?
I don't feel too bad right now. I feel okay.
When's the last time you took it?
Just before the plane, wasn't it? Or was it right around the plane? I can't remember. But it was close. It was around the plane time.
Well, you should probably get some watches so that you can time how long before the effect lives.
Does the scowling princess there have a stash of watches by any chance?
I set an alarm in my armor.
Yeah.
Actually, since you're the scowling princess, yes, but like, why would she have them? Does she just enjoy? Or?
They would have been gifts to the humans that she had left in the apartment when she locked it up.
He's kept them, instead of having them on little cushions that very expensive watches are done and they're constantly wound.
Yeah.
She left the skeletal arm.
Oh.
Of old, that was the retirement gift.
Yeah.
So, because her servants served until death.
Yeah.
So it's just a skeletal arm that's held together with wires that, every once in a while does the turning for you. So Pretty baroque, but a watch is handed to everybody. Well, I have quite a stash. He goes over to a duffel bag and unzips it. And despite yourselves, now everyone has personally taken it on purpose. It's like the shot from Pulp Fiction when he opens up the briefcase and the light shines on his face. There's like 50 of these, all in the vials, all put together. It's like, honestly, I don't really know how this works, but I have had friends when I was still alive that dealt with drug problems. You either need to get exceptionally high, then stop, or you can try to stair-step your way off of this. You said something like 20 years of being imprisoned with this stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that we know of. We don't know exactly when the dosing started, to be honest.
Yeah.
It could have only been over the last 5 years. We have no idea.
I mean, I'm not a chemist.
Kind of killed everybody who had the answers.
I planned on using this on
They did.
Anna and forcing her over to my cause to get all the information I needed. But a lot of the information, he pats his chest where, he's been keeping that book. A lot of that information I needed is actually right here. So, I think that we can consider ourselves even, and he kind of just drops the bag. He does look over to you, Elise, and goes, "Oh, more than even."
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I probably don't need as much control of Rasputin's daughter as I used to need.
Wait, we're staying in Rasputin's daughter's apartment? Is that?
Yes, she was like the original Phantom of the Opera. Or some. In fact, she writes painfully about it on most of her journals. She's very proud of the fact, actually.
Okay. Interesting. Weird, but interesting.
Oh, she's very strange, but oddly enjoyable. Very dark sense of humor.
Oh, who doesn't love gallows humor every once in a while?
Yes, but one needs to not be hung to find it funny.
Fair.
All right. Are you staying here, or I think that our transaction has come to a conclusion?
Well, I mean, we do have a day to deal with, so if you don't mind, if we could bed down for the day.
No. Mi casa, su casa. I mean, not all the walls are real. Not all the places are safe.
Delightful.
Well, don't blame me. I didn't build the damn thing.
Does the piano work?
As he walks by, like, just his fingers go dun 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 dun. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, even within a second, you can obviously he's more than trained.
Right. And the piano is just a little out of tune, right?
On purpose, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it definitely has a minor key on its major chords.
Yeah. Okay. So Militissa will sit down and she will play a piece of music from the 1300s. I have no idea what, but something, a very robust rendition of some kind of thing, and it will be very well played, very well done.
Well, you know what? Give me a dexterity and what? Do we have performance in this game? Performance. Dexterity and performance.
Oh, that's not a good roll for me. Oh, but it turns out it was 1, 2, 3,
All right.
4
4.
on 3 dice.
Vol actually comes and even like scoots you over to the side, like, like he's going to, he knows the piece and he does the other side, wonderfully well done. It's a nice respite for everybody after everything's been happening.
Of course, Elise is all Toreadored out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Especially when you have, like, oddly enough, attractive Militissa, like with her new eyebrows coming in. With Vol.
No. Physical beauty has nothing to do with it. It's just the music.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. There you go. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, they're killing it. In fact, there's like Vol starts to improv a little bit, and you follow that chain of improv, and becomes a little bit more modern. I mean, when I say modern, I mean like Bach. You know, I mean, like, yes, it exceeds the level that it was. And he goes, well, I guess you could be housemates. Perhaps I'll draw up an agreement or something.
Ew, you don't need a contract to room with somebody. It's only the day.
You know what? I think I'll take that. I think I'll take that to heart. You don't need a contract to be a roommate. I don't know. Perhaps. Well, yes, you can stay here if you want.
Kai's sitting in the corner, tinkering. The stupid light keeps going out.
Give me a
Damn it.
technology and intelligence roll as you fucking with your visor, the actual red
and
pieces.
intelligence?
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's got to be a big, beefy roll. Yeah.
Three.
One of the visors go green. It almost like it wasn't meant to do this, and there's like a slight like vibration on the actual visor, and you can hear it go like accepting, like because the helmet's off, right? Because you're working on it. It goes compliant. So new color.
Jeez.
You have a new vision on that particular one. I'll tell you what happens when you use it.
Nice.
But so change the AI a little bit as you start working another one. I'll give you a chance later to continue with your tinkering.
I'm tinkering.
Yep. All of a sudden, there's a very large rap at the door.
Rat?
Oh, knock.
Rat. I was like, fucking rats, man.
Does he have pizza and 4 turtles?
Right? I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah,
Fucking
man.
better.
I mean,
No, they would have to be British.
Yeah, oh, shit. The British.
The British
Teenage
Mutant
the
Ninja
British
Turtles.
Mutant Ninja. Man, I'm talented. I'm not that talented.
That might be hard.
Here's Gazai in your eye. No, I don't. It's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's not Messer Splinter, but you do hear a very authoritative knock.
Vol, are you expecting someone?
I didn't order Indian. No, of course not.
Okay. We just got here. Elise.
Guy gets to a knee and kind of like prepares.
Sure.
I'm like, oh shit! Did Betty find us?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too.
Yeah, she
Again,
totally could have.
boom.
You didn't call her again.
Yeah, much more aggressive the next time. Boom.
Elise,
boom,
I think you
boom.
should get this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely walk over to the door. Is there any kind of like security system with a camera, like CCTV, or
You see 2 monitors by the door that they are darkened out. It's like I just haven't gotten to it yet.
fuck?
I'm not living here. I'm not gonna. I mean, it's not my house.
But you're painting over her painting.
Have you seen it? It's horrible.
I mean, it's
She stares at me. It's like her eyes follow me everywhere I go.
oh, and such is the majesty of art.
No, that's not majesty. It's a spoiled brat I'm looking at.
All right, so Elise cracks open the door.
Guns first.
What does she see?
A very thin strip of light.
Can't tell who it is.
You crack a door, you get a thin strip of light.
Okay, I peek out said crack. What do I see?
a 3 deep guys in tactical black, like a SWAT team would be wearing. They all have
You don't want any, and I slam the door shut.
Yeah, we don't.
You hear don't. The rest of your group looks back at you like, you do have Bogey go, which is even worse because his 2 ravens go up with his new shoulder movements.
We don't want any.
Vol, I don't know who they are, but I don't think they're for me.
I'm fairly sure they're not the fucking Girl Scouts.
Are you sure? I love Girl Scouts.
Oh, yes, but
Girl Scouts themselves.
Well, I mean, that's almost as good as delivery, honestly. They come to your house.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but they don't usually come to the sewer.
Oh, well, that's a good point.
But are you guys ready for this? Because they didn't seem like they were going to go away.
Darling, we are all so ready for this.
Donk,
All
donk,
right,
donk.
so before they can get to the third knock, he's like, knock, knock, and the door opens. So his
What?
hand just kind of like,
Yeah, it goes through. And he readjusts himself, and you realize that, like, on the ground, like, there's like one of those trumpets that don't have any, like, no notes on it. It's just the the brass, like, horn
A bugle?
kind of. Yeah. And he goes,
I open the door just like all the way.
yeah, and he stumbles for a
Gentlemen,
second.
how can we help you?
He looks very confused. He's got a full face mask on. Puts up to his mouth. Unfortunately, you're right where he needs to be. And he goes, as all of the three are lined up. Yes, and you see coming out of the corner a old weazen man, the most hack-spotched, horrible beard. You don't hear any heartbeats. So this guy, unfortunately, was turned when he was ugly and old. He goes, yes, by decree of Betty, you have been commanded to join us for tea. You must be Elise. He pauses, puts his hands up one more time, and he goes, they all put their trumpets back down.
Poor
Yes.
unfortunate.
Right.
I feel like we're at the Witchlight again.
Right.
We just shifted.
Yeah.
Well, you wait to figure out where this goes.
All of us, or like right now, like can I sleep first?
He goes, one moment. And he reaches into his pocket and like, reads his notes. He goes, yes, horns first. Yes, okay. Yes, Elise and her retinue.
Retinue? How exciting.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, that's all
Is
the
that you
notes that I have, and if not, we're going to kill all of you.
Oh, we're definitely Elise's retinue.
Good, gentlemen. No killing. It's fine. Yes. It's kind of a decree.
What year is it? A decree? Are you kidding me?
He takes out his iPhone. He's like, what year actually was this game built in?
It was set like in today times, yeah.
Yeah, 2001, I think is that.
No, 2010 maybe. No, when
2000?
When did we start this?
Right before
2019.
Corona.
2019.
It's madam. It is 19. I don't know why that's a difference for tea time, but it is. Acted and remember death.
We should go before
We
this
were
guy
about
has
to
a
go to
stroke.
bed. We were about to go to bed for the day.
Gentlemen, bed can be done in Elysium.
Oh. All right. Well, it looks like Vol, we won't be needing your hospitality after all.
You know, Vol goes, oh, fuck that. I'm not coming with them.
No, I know he's not coming. I'm saying we're not going to stay there.
Oh, that's fine. You know where to find me. You can step in whenever you want, my ridiculous individual.
I was going to say exquisite strawberry.
I mean, no. In fact, I think I'm just going to call you the juggler from now on.
Oh, God.
Incredible. You'll always have a heart. All right. Well, toodaloo. Off you go. If you want to go. I mean, I'm not fighting them.
Yes.
No.
There we go.
Yeah, we go.
We go.
You've seen
No,
them.
I mean, we knew we were going to be going to see Betty. It was just a matter of if we were going to sleep first. So I guess we're not.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are all
Yep.
Yeah.
agreeing to go. You don't know why, and Roger's got to answer for the next time he shows up, but he gives Vol a big hug. I'll let him come up with the idea. Like, they embrace his brothers. There's a moment.
Got it.
I'll let him figure out that later. As you guys all walk down, Drob, you can hear the cling, the water dropping down a sewer system and whatnot. Finally gets to a ladder, bringing you back up to a street side. This would be the financial district of London. You've been to London. Any idea what that's called?
No.
The financial part of London.
I basically drove into the Queen's Theatre, waved at Buckingham Palace and Big Ben, and then drove out. So.
Well, you're not going to Buckingham. You're going to Elysium.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine it's in the same world.
I was going to say, wouldn't Elysium be at Buckingham?
No. The Queen exists in my world.
I only know like 3 places.
Yeah, but she was also part of our world.
It's not Buckingham Palace.
Okay. Fine. It's a good idea, though.
You've been to Buckingham Palace in season 1.
Yes, I know.
You don't need to go back.
Okay.
All right. As you guys continue, the streets are destroyed, kind of like New York City, but unlike New York City, shops are still open, like even in destroyed buildings. You can hear the sizzling of like meat cooked on actual pieces of concrete. Like people have taken the ripped down pieces of wood from buildings, and like they're still like at work. Like people are still wearing their name tags. People are still standing in queues to get in and get out of places. I mean,
keep calm and carry on is much more than it
yes,
means.
the stiff upper lip is still there. New York City was more of a just all for oneself, and like how can we live? With the exception of Shine. Shine was that heartbeat of New York City. Like you're from here, I got you. You know what I mean? No matter what it takes, I'll be fucking gangster about that. London isn't. All the people are just like, yep, it doesn't matter what's going on, we're gonna keep on going. You have the smell of tea in the nighttime.
Does that happen because they've lived through World War I and World War II?
Exactly.
It was a couple generations ago, but kind of have that tenacity, whereas
in fact,
we've never really had that kind of experience here.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly, Elise. In fact, you're brought back to a memory that you were in after the Blitzkrieg, and you saw these bombed out buildings and people still going back to work. You know what I mean? Like, they knew that bombs would be falling tomorrow, and yet, I gotta go cut the bread for the bakery. That feeling, that internal just strive to make it through a bad circumstance is prevalent. In fact, you almost feel a level of community of the people that have gone through horrible, horrible tragedies that they find within themselves. Trash can fires are going around. You see all the cops are just exhausted, actually being like, you see a group of cops that are sitting down, and the actual people around them are keeping a small watch as they rest, because they've obviously been working as hard as humanly possible. You see firemen that are just, cooking weenies over open trash can fires, just trying to keep the community alive as this marches through. The people don't pay much mind because at this point they're used to seeing military presence on the street for one reason or another. The horns are a little weird, so you do catch one or two eyes. You swear to God, Kai, as you're walking, one of the horns turn into a fish and then turn back into a horn. If you're a fan of season 1, you may guess where that came from. But there's really nothing else that transfers, other than you swear to God you just saw that guy holding a carp and then it turned right back into a horn. A little bit of snickering in the background as you pass a certain area. Trust me, you won't get that joke. It'll take you 8 months to listen to that much audio. Coming to the face of Elysium, the doors do open in a large brigade, and actually a red carpet does fall down the stairs, as if it was planned for your timing. The golden tassels line the very beginning of where your expose is leading you. Yes, have all of you have your cards for
Costco?
No. Join us here at Elysium in London.
Well, you see, these aren't really our typical clothes, so...
That is not a problem. We'll simply put you through the process. As you go in, they escort you through Pictures are being taken, cards are being presented, press, just like you were in a D&D, much faster. But he's still just like, yes, I need form 1721. It's like bureaucratic, even with the lead that you have going with you. This takes a good 20 minutes even before you're allowed on. You've now freshly done name tags, like embossed, beautiful. But Jesus, what the fuck is the point? It's the end of the goddamn world. All this red tape even being cut in front of you. You see the absurdity of the bureaucracy that still separates people from the actual tragedies that surround themselves. Going up, have any of you been to this palace? Not palace.
I would imagine at some point we've been through. I feel like we've probably seen most Elysiums.
Sure, no problem.
We're mercenaries, so.
Yep, one time or another.
Especially since we were trying to put her in place there anyways.
Yes, yeah. Your idea was to put Betty on on the throne in that particular region. That way, if you ever got into that much trouble, at least you had one phone call. That was the entire purpose of working so hard for Betty to become this powerful. Why don't you all give me a wits and insight as you're walking through Elysium, now that you've gotten past the bureaucratic aspect of it.
Oh, shit.
By the way, Roger, if you're still watching, hey, baby. Miss you.
I got 1.
I got 2.
2?
I got 1.
If you would have gotten higher, you would have understood more. But there isn't that easiness as you get past the first level. The elevator doors open, and it's much larger, more grander halls. Marble and all the little finery around. Not too decadent yet, but this is definitely past the control aspect of it. This is for people that live at Elysium, people that work here, people that take their days off in the corporate spa, if you will. You've just been through what you've been through in New York City. You've just seen how bad it is outside. You see a topless woman that is running as if she, very, like very sprightly, and a vampire chasing her. This seems to be more of a game. You heard a heartbeat there. It's a frolic. This is a game as she goes past you. Another one is just reading poetry, like sitting underneath a chair.
I can't imagine why people don't want to be part of the Ivory Tower.
Yep, soft, like live music playing.
Yeah,
I mean, like. I
mean, it is good to be vampire, but we're not immune to all of this stuff.
Another very tall toreador. You can't help but look, Elise. He is very pretty, as he's just dancing by himself. Keeping time. He pretends he swings an invisible partner out and swings them back in, and dramatically pauses and. Back to his steps, as if nothing is happening outside.
It's gross.
Yeah, so done looking at the. I show you too.
God, please do, because this is gross.
This way, gentlemen. Just like now they're making a procession. The guy with the poetry does look for a moment and goes, oh yes, a little golf clap, and directly back into his poetry. See him anger for a moment and just rip the page off and just chucks it and turns the next one. Just decadence at the face of destruction.
Yeah, gross.
Two very unless you guys want to interact with any of these individuals.
Not particularly. I would imagine that Militissa finds them all quite distasteful.
Kai was looking at the one chick with his one green eye.
Yeah, right. You want to see what it does? All right. Well, give me a D20.
Damn, I wasn't really going for that, but okay.
Give me a D20. And by the way, this will change the rest of the game.
Do you want a D20 or do you want him to have it?
This will determine, and I do have multiple things that your specs will do.
15?
You hit her with gamma rays. She turns into the Hulk.
15 is. I didn't expect us to get there yet, but I know what 15 does. I know what 10 to 15 did. You get 2 points in Auspex completely for free.
Oh
shit.
What?
Bro.
You're gonna have to look at this after.
Bro, yeah,
wait till you guys start using your shit. You think that you're
We see your shit.
yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
2 points in Auspex.
So you're gonna get a new discipline with 2 levels.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
As you look at that lady that is running, you see absolute ridiculous terror in her, as if she's been chased around here for 4 days at the end of the world, being constantly fed and revived by all these vampires. But what is on top of her, the thing that is for her to be fun and flamboyant and flirtatious and a young doe jumping around a field. That's what she's being forced to act like. What you see is her actual feeling of just true terror. She is game, actual game to these hunters.
And I can only see that.
Yeah, you can only see that out of that one. You don't understand what those colors mean, but instinctually, the suit is like giving you information.
Hey guys, I think this place is a little bit more odd than we think it is.
Yeah.
The doors do open. 2 big doors open inward as the trumpets do die. Large pool in the center. All of them, you almost take a sec back. In fact, it's hard for you not to flinch because it looks like a day. It looks like a full morning. A summer day on the beach. After realizing you're not being burnt to death, you see that this is all just lighting effects and monitors that are painting a perfect day on a beach. As you'd sit by a pool, the sounds of the waves are coming in, but it's all fake. Stretches the entire length of this ballroom. You see people jumping in and playing beach volleyball, and not beach volleyball, just chucking a volleyball back and forth to each other. Celerity is done, and someone just comes and slams it down, and big laughter is done as it splits one of the poor servant's head. They're just carted out, and a small track of blood that's being followed after. As if not a care in the world, but you do see Betty. She's sitting on a chair that should be a throne, but there's no arm pieces, but her hands are on 2 shaved people's heads. She crosses her legs.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. A Black Panther crawls its way out of the actual pool itself and shakes itself out like a dog and just nestles by her feet, purring contently. She just drums on the 2 heads in front of you.
At least this is not the Betty that I remember.
Yeah, this is not my Betty. Something weird's going on here.
What time is it?
It is 13
10 till?
minutes. Yeah.
That is perfect. The drumming stops as she picks up her head. You hadn't seen her yet.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Well, it sure did take you long enough. And that's why we're in the stream right there.
Oh, man.
Remember, thank you so much for joining us. And always take a big bite out of life.
Huzzah, since he's not here.
Yes. We missed you today, Roger.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.